four-time Pro Bowler and former Saints receiver Joe Horn. And this is his son, Jaycee, drafted 8th overall by the Carolina Panthers in 2021. And today we're putting them head-to-head in a race to 99 overall. Before every season, they'll run one-on-ones. Whoever wins the best 2 out of 3 spins from the W wheel, and whoever loses the best 2 out of 3 spins from the L wheel. The only goals of this video are to reach 99 overall and win a Super Bowl, but of course in that order. For every one-on-one, we'll be running a post, comeback, and a fade, and Jaycee Horn will be pressed up against his dad every rep. So first rep we got here, outside release fade. Joe Horn looks like he won a step. We're gonna lob it, and that's gonna be complete, easy. Second route here is gonna be a post. We're gonna throw it right on the break. Really good coverage there, but Joe still comes down with it. And then Joe did already win this rep, but we're gonna be running a comeback, stops on a dime. Nope, his son intercepts it actually. Threw that a little bit early. First W wheel spin for Joe Horn, gonna land on +1 development. That's a great one to get. And spin in the L wheel for Jaycee. He's gonna get +5 defensive stats. Jaycee will get a +5 to play rec, tackling, hit power, and pursuit, which puts him at a 69 overall. And then Joe will start off at superstar dev. Now we're gonna sim to the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Panthers went 8-9 and the Saints went 7-10, meaning they both missed the playoffs this year. Jaycee Horn only had 9 tackles, which makes me think he didn't get much playing time, and his dad had 1 catch for 10 yards and a touchdown. After year 1, Jaycee Horn upgraded to a 73 overall, and I thought the superstar development would end up helping Joe Horn, but turns out you actually have to play in order to develop. And we are back in one-on-ones. We're gonna start with the post first. Let's see if Joe Horn can get inside leverage on his son. That's a catch. Next route is gonna be the outside release fade. We'll see if Jaycee can jam him at the line. Oh, that looks like pretty good coverage. We're gonna throw it. That's high balled. Nope. It is tied up 1-1 right now. The comeback will decide who gets to spin from the W. We're gonna throw it. Ah, god damn it. We're gonna throw it on the break, and that's Joe Horn winning the second one-on-one challenge in a row. All right, spinning from the W wheel, Joe Horn getting +10 ball carrier. And unfortunately, Jaycee on the L wheel getting +5 coverage. +5 coverage is actually a decent boost, getting +5 man, +5 zone, and +5 press, boosting Jaycee up to a 75 overall. +10 ball carrier is going to be carrying, ball carrier vision, break tackle, trucking, stiff arm, change direction, juke, spin, all this. But I don't know how much this is actually going to do to his overall. These are good boosts to have, but you actually have to catch the ball and run the route first in order to juke, spin, run someone over. That bumps Joe Horn up to a 72. Very excited to see what happens. Let's sim to the playoffs. And if we check the NFC South, the Panthers actually made the playoffs. They won their division at 10-7. Unfortunately, the Saints went 3-14. Jaycee Horn did play. He definitely did play. He had 2 interceptions. There's no way his dad didn't play in his second year. Joe Horn, 3 catches for 27 yards and a touchdown. So we are getting better, but we just haven't broken the starting lineup yet. Oh, that's terrible. Joe Horn is a 73 right now. All you've got to do, Saints, you have a superstar. You just don't know. You've got to play this man, bro. Give him snaps. And Jaycee's up to a 77. Okay, so Jaycee is kind of pulling ahead here. And this is what the playoffs look like. So the Panthers actually got the 3 seed. We're just going to keep advancing through it. This is 2023. Okay, Carolina winning 21-10 versus the Bucks. Carolina's going on a run, 26-9. They beat the Vikings in the divisional. Now they're in the NFC Championship versus the Cowboys. I mean, you might think this is like pointless to go over, but we could be getting overall upgrades for Jaycee Horn right here. Carolina beat the Cowboys 28-24. Now they play Jacksonville, the 1 seed from the AFC, in the Super Bowl in 2023. We're just going to sim through it. Obviously, Jaycee's 9-99. And the Panthers won. The Panthers won 42-10 in the Super Bowl. They blew out the Jags. Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know if you guys saw the last video, Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. I implemented a rule where if a player wins a Super Bowl before they get a 99 overall, we give them another W wheel spin. So Jaycee Horn gets a W wheel spin. They did win the Super Bowl. I feel like that's fair. This will actually be Jaycee's first time spinning his W wheel, and he gets +1 dev. Okay, so that means before we go into our third one-on-ones, Jaycee Horn will be a superstar, and we'll be able to give him an ability, probably outside shade. His father, Joe Horn, is a 73 overall superstar, but he does not get any abilities yet. Needs to be a 75. Looks like Jaycee did get cooked. We're gonna lob it up. He does have a step, and that's swatted down. I don't know if that's a quarterback's fault or Joe's fault. It looked like Joe did win the route. This is a post, so we're gonna throw it on the break. Does have a step. That's a catch, 1-1. Final route is gonna be the comeback. This is a longer developing route, so we gotta have time to throw it in the pocket. We're gonna throw that. The ability did light up, but Joe wins. There is absolutely no way that Joe Horn doesn't get a good boost. Spinning the double wheel for the 3rd year in a row, +10 route running. That's good. And Jaycee did lose that last rep, so we're gonna see what he gets. +5 athletic. All right, we're gonna get short route running to 94, medium route running to 89, and deep route running to 85. Boosts our boy Joe Horn to a 78 overall. Okay, the +5 athletic is gonna be a +5 to speed, acceleration, agility, and strength. So that actually did boost Jaycee quite a bit, up to an 81 overall. And we can sim to the playoffs now. NFC South. Here we go. Bucks 11-6. Panthers made the playoffs again, 10-7. Saints got better. Not quite there yet though. Still 7-10. Started from the bottom. Joe Horn, 78 catches, 1,100 yards, and 14 touchdowns. And this is the first time we can actually implement it for both players. I have a goal created. If they accomplish this goal in the regular season, they get to spin a wheel to add a player to their team, making their overall team better. That way, they have a better chance of making the Super Bowl later in their career. They can build a team around them by performing well during the season. So the goal for Jaycee Horn is 4 picks. He needs 4 interceptions to get a wheel spin. I might have to lower that to 3, considering people just aren't throwing at him. We got a list of positions here, and you can see at the bottom we have a 99 overall quarterback, which is considered the jackpot. Obviously, that's going to help you win a Super Bowl. So spinning this for the first time, the Saints are getting a free safety, and then we could spin the wheel and see what team we are taking a free safety from, and that is going to be either the Jets or the Lions. The Lions it lands on. Okay. Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph is a good player. So the Saints will be adding Kirby Joseph to their starting lineup. 81 overall free safety. Panthers got bounced in the divisional round. As of right now, Joe Horn is an 81 overall. That is boosted with morale, though, so it's really just an 80. And right now, Jaycee Horn is an 84, and he got upgraded to Superstar X Factor on his own. That is nuts. In the actual CFM, we are going to sim to the offseason, and we are going to add Kirby Joseph to the Saints, and we'll be getting into one-on-ones now. You can see abilities on the left side. Outside shade for Jaycee Horn, and then short and elite for Joe Horn. Running a post for our first route. We're going to throw it right on the break, and that will be broken up. Incomplete. Second route's going to be a comeback, if I can get enough time to throw it, which isn't going to be the case. Actually, it is. That's complete. Okay. This is big. Third one, going to be an outside release fade. Off the line. Looks like JC did stumble. I'm going to lob that. Do we have a step? No, it's swatted away. So Jaycee Horn wins. What's he going to get? +5 catching. Okay, that's not bad. Which will boost Joe to an 83 overall. All right, W from the Jaycee Horn wheel. He's going to get +5 hands, which leaves Jaycee Horn in an 84. I did not. It's just been a weird video. Every time someone has gotten a W wheel spin, they're not getting like the huge boost. I don't make the rules. Even though I do, we're going to sim to the playoffs. Receiving for Joe Horn, just missed the 1,000-yard mark. Wow. And then defensively, the Panthers did sign Tremaine Edmonds in the offseason. That's kind of cool. Jaycee Horn had 71 tackles, 1 interception, and 7 PBUs. It might be tough for him to get 4 picks. Checking their overalls as of right now, Jaycee Horn's an 87, and his dad's right behind him at an 86. And Kirby Joseph, if you guys remember, we just added him from the Lions. 99 tackles, 5 tackle for losses, and 5 PBUs. The Panthers went 13-4. Saints went 6-11. So the 3 safety setup isn't winning them games. Unfortunately, the Panthers were eliminated in the wildcard round 2 seed, getting bounced by the Vikings. We're back in one-on-ones. Jaycee Horn has outside shade and deep route knockout, which is going to be glitchy. And then Joe Horn has mid and elite and deep and elite. For the first route, we're going to have an outside release fade. We're just going to chuck that deep, and hopefully we can come down with it. We got it. We got it. Okay, Joe. I saw a deep route KO light up. I didn't know if he was going to knock it out. Second route is going to be a post route inside leverage. Joe Horn looks like he won this route. Yeah. And we will see if we can get a clean sweep on the comeback. Step up in the pocket, throw it late, and that is knocked out. Okay, so deep route KO did light up on that route. Fortunately, it did not do Jaycee Horn any good. It is going to be a Joe Horn W. We're back on the W Joe wheel. Can we get a big boost? That is +10 route running. I like it. We are also back on the LJC wheel. What is he going to land on? +5 hands again. After +10 route running, Joe Horn's an 88, and then Jaycee Horn's an 87, boosted up to an 88. And I think we're good, so we can sim to the playoffs. 2026 coming down to the wire. Joe Horn had his best year yet. 89 catches for 1,225 yards and 13 touchdowns, earning him a bonus wheel spin. If you don't have 4, has he even had an interception yet? Okay, Jaycee Horn had 81 tackles, 2 tackle for losses, 2 picks. Unfortunately, not qualifying him for a bonus wheel spin. And then we're just going to spin this wheel now for Joe Horn and the Saints. Let's see what position it lands on. We've got offensive line. Team wheel, obviously, got to spin this wheel to see what team we are taking an offensive lineman from. It'll just be the best overall offensive lineman, almost getting Saints. We got the Ravens. The best lineman on the Ravens was Ronnie Stanley. He is now a Saint. And unfortunately, the Panthers did make the playoffs, but they were bounced. The Seahawks beat the Titans. After X amount of years, I'm not really too sure what year we're on right now. I've lost track. Joe Horn is a 90 overall, and so is Jaycee Horn. That was the most confusing thing of all time. We're back in practice mode. In the other franchise where I have both of them, for some reason, Jaycee Horn wouldn't line up on Joe Horn no matter what. I finally got it to work. So Joe Horn is number 86 on the right, Jaycee Horn, whatever. Do an outside release fade. First play, high ball, because that is really good coverage, and that is broken up. Our next route is going to be a comeback, and really good coverage once again. Joe Horn barely even got the route off, but he still caught it, so I guess that counts. Joe Horn running a post route. I'm just going to throw it now, and he cooked his son. Oh my God. We're on the W Joe wheel. He is going to get +10 athletic. That's a huge boost. And then the L for JC in the one-on-ones, he gets +5 defensive. +5 defensive boosted Jaycee Horn to a 94. +10 athletic boosted Joe Horn to a 95. shy. And we are sipping to the playoffs. Jaycee Horn was able to get 74 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 shy of getting a bonus wheel spin, and 5 PBUs. And then Joe Horn had a monster year, 1,900 yards, 19 touchdowns. Oh my God. Panthers made the playoffs again for like the 4th year in a row, and the Saints were just 1 game behind the Bucks, 10-7 and 9-8. They missed the playoffs again. Wow. Joe Horn earning the Saints another position boost. They almost got the quarterback jackpot, but they end up still getting a new QB. Whose quarterback will we be stealing? Is it actually going to land on Ravens again? Okay, it's kind of weird. Joe Horn's now got 99 overall. Lamar Jackson throwing him the ball. Unfortunately, the Saints haven't made the playoffs yet this video. The Panthers are. If they win the Super Bowl, you guys already know Jaycee Horn gets a team boost. Panthers were eliminated in the semifinals. We can move on to next year. All right, so divert your attention to the right side. I changed Kadarius Toney to Kadarius Horn. He has the same exact stats and build as Joe Horn. I don't know why. I can't control where Jaycee Horn lines up. It's the weirdest thing. First route is going to be an outside release. What's it called? Fade. Where I throw a back shoulder pass, and that's actually caught. Remember, again, like I said, Kadarius Horn is the same exact person as Joe Horn, and that's a catch, so 2 out of 3 goes to Joe. And just to make sure we are going to be throwing the comeback here, I got to get rid of it now before I get sacked, and it doesn't really matter because Joe Horn won 2 out of 3. JC on the L wheel, once again, +5 defensive. I feel like he's gotten that almost every time. And that's got him at a 95. Busu at 96 right now. And the W wheel for Joe Horn, and what could be the last year of this video, +5 athletic, which does make Joe Horn a 99 overall. He is a superstar X Factor too as well, which he just got on his own. Before we do advance this season, we're going to check out the Saints offense. After Joe Horn getting a couple 1,000-yard seasons, we added Lamar Jackson as our quarterback and Ronnie Stanley as our left tackle. And on defense, we were able to add Kirby Joseph, who is now an 88 overall, so pretty much the leader of this defense. And then looking at the Panthers, this team has made the playoffs a couple years. Eki Mekwanu's a 96 overall, 97 Bijan Robinson. We have Davis Mills at quarterback. And then on defense, Brian Burns is a 99. Jaycee Horn was sent down to superstar. I did not realize that he's a 96. We've got Tremaine Edmonds and Kyle Hamilton, so this is a pretty good team too. Challenge could end right here. We are simming to the playoffs. Checking stats, Joe Horn had 92 catches for 1,400 yards and 9 touchdowns. Well, how did Lamar do? Lamar had 5,500 yards, 38 touchdowns, 18 picks. Panthers defensively, Jaycee Horn had 75 tackles, 2 tackle for losses, and 3 picks. He was just shy. However, we can't forget Joe Horn did earn himself a team boost. Let's see what he lands on. That is corner. And now we can see what team we are stealing their corner 1 from. Is that the Eagles? They still have, I don't know if they have Slay. I think it might be too old. The Eagles' best corner is 30-year-old AJ Terrell. He's a 91 overall star dev, and he's now a Saint. Before we go into one-on-ones, we know Joe Horn is a 99 overall superstar X Factor. He's got great stats all around, and his son is a 97 overall superstar. The first route we're going to run is the outside release fade. This is going to be an interesting one-on-one. It looks like JC is just all over him. I'm throwing up the lob. Can we moss him? No, it's swatted down. So 1-0 JC. We're going to be running the post here. Going to throw it right on the break, and that is going to be a catch, so tied up at 1. I've gotten sacked a couple times, and Jaycee Horn's X Factor is glowing. We are running the comeback, so I'm going to try to navigate the pocket, and that is a catch. So even with the X Factor, it doesn't matter. Oh, wait, he fumbled it. Does that count? I think he lost the rep if he fumbled. So since he fumbled, I'm going to give it to JC. JC stripped the ball from his father on that last rep, so we're going to give Jay the W wheel and see if we can get the good +5 athletic. And now the L Joe wheel spin. What's he gonna land on? +5 catching, which keeps Joe Horn at a 99 and makes Jaycee Horn a 99. So this is it. This is the year. Both players are 99. This is the first time this has ever happened in any of these videos I've made. We're gonna sim to the playoffs. Checking the standings, the Bucks won the NFC South. The Saints did make the playoffs, and the Panthers did too. Okay. Saints are the 5 seed. Panthers are the 6 seed. Both in the wild card round. Let's go. Joe Horn at 93 for 1,276 and 9 touchdowns. So we will be adding a player to the Saints for the playoffs. 89 tackles this year, 3 interceptions. He needed 1 more. 1 more pick. He couldn't do it? Come on, man. Maybe I should have made it 3. Of course, the Saints are going to add another player for the playoffs. The boost wheel lands on linebacker. And we need to know what team we are plucking a linebacker from. It is going to be the Browns. And 92 JOK. Welcome to the Saints. If we look right here, the Panthers did advance and so did the Saints. Okay. It's pretty unlikely for the 6 seed to beat the 1 seed and the 5 seed to beat the 2 seed, but we could be looking at an NFC Championship with JC and Joe Horn. We're just going to advance to the next round. Oh, this is amazing. This is the perfect way to end it. Whoever wins this game will advance to the Super Bowl with a chance to beat either the Raiders or the Jaguars. And of course, just to show you guys, Joe Horn's a 99, and so is JC. Our top 3, Devin White, Lamar Jackson, Joe Horn versus Brian Burns, Bijan Robinson, and Derek Brown. Oh, I forgot we have Davis Mills as our quarterback on the Panthers. And the Saints are going to come out with a victory. Really expected nothing less there. Joe Horn does have a lot of help, and it doesn't look like JC could do anything about his father. 9 catches for 1,000 113 and a touchdown in this game, leading all receivers. And look at that, Kirby Joseph from the Lions with an interception. Jaycee Horn with 0 pass deflections and no interceptions. That's tough. This is it for all the marbles for the video. 99 overall Joe Horn. See him right there looking at the Lombardi, man. He needs it. Starting this thing off in Super Sim. We've got Saints with a touchdown drive to open up the game. Jags march down the field again, tied up at 7. Saints with the ball, turn it over. Jags take a 14-0 lead. There's no way. There's no way. Jags 21-7. This is not good. Not looking good. Saints do score before halftime, making it a 1-score game. In the third quarter, Jacksonville with the ball, driving, punt, turnover. Whoa, what just happened? Lamar Jackson to Joe Horn for 75 yards to take the lead late in the third quarter. Jacksonville with the ball, punting back to the Saints, punting back to the Jags, punting back to the Saints, punting back to the Jags, punting back to the Saints with a minute 30 left. Let's watch. Oh, it's 4th and 2. Throw it to Joe Horn. Out route. That corner's cheeks. Why are we running the ball? We got it. Okay, we got it. Shouldn't question John Madden. And the Saints are going to need out Lamar Jackson winning his first Super Bowl. That closed out the video. Joe Horn, Father Joe, has officially beaten his son Jaycee in the first 99 and, well, I guess he beat him in the first 99 and the first to win a Super Bowl, winning today's challenge. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I do have a couple other father-son duos in mind, maybe a little Marvin Harrison action, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. That being said, Jack signing out.